All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
Hey there, everybody, and happy race day, and welcome to this week's NASCAR Quick Hit here at SHIPIT Nation. I am Eric, also known as TheGame on Discord, and today we will be discussing the Wurth 400 at Dover Motor Speedway. As always, please go ahead and hit that like button and smash that subscribe, and please share with any and all of your NASCAR DFS playing friends and family. It really does help us a long way with the YouTube algorithm. And of course, before we break down the Wurth 400, let me mention code Hoop15. Hoop15 gives you 15% off any monthly or annual membership plan here at SHIPIT Nation. And of course, you know you would get expert content, projections, tools, an amazing community, and fantastic education courses by Tambo and Hoop for PGA, the NFL, NBA, MMA. I think UFC 301 is tonight. I might be wrong on that. NHL, MLB, college football, and of course, what we're here for, NASCAR. So once again, that is code HOOP15 for 15% off any monthly or annual membership plan here at SHIPIT Nation. All right, let me get back to my track information here. All right, we are at Dover Motor Speedway this week, also known as the Monster Mile. We have 400 miles this week, 400 laps at the Monster Mile, 280 Dominator points up for grabs on DraftKings. We will want to play 2 to 3 Dominators for every lineup this week. And broadcast change this week, the race starts at 2 o'clock Eastern time on Fox Sports 1 in America and TSN 5 in Canada. So I think this is the first 2 o'clock start we've had this season, and maybe even one of the only 2 o'clock starts. So if you have been used to getting in your lineups after 3 o'clock, make sure you get them locked in earlier this week. All right, let me see here. Do I have anything else that I wanted to discuss while I have the graphic up? Yes, I do, actually. The first thing I wanted to mention this week is we have a Cup Series debut. Corey Heim is making his Cup Series debut this week for Legacy Motorsports. He is replacing the injured Eric Jones. Eric Jones was injured in a crash last week at Talladega. And Corey Heim is making his Cup Series debut this week here at Dover. First and foremost, hope Eric Jones gets well soon and is back in a race car soon. But as a NASCAR fan, Corey Heim is a very talented driver, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what he can do tomorrow at a track like Dover in his Cup Series debut. Other than that, let me go ahead and shift to my Stone screenshot here. That's not the right one. This is the right one. We are back to using our limited view version of the Stone this week, since last week we were at Talladega. I didn't mind showing you folks much more of the Stone than we normally would, but we're back at a traditional mile track, so we're showing off a limited Stone. The very first topic I wanted to touch on concerning this weekend's race is practice. Actually, currently on this version of the Stone, I don't even have practice listed, but this week I would take the results of practice very, very, very lightly. Okay, practice, the weather at practice was incredibly overcast, very cloudy and very cold, and that led to extremely high tire wear to start, and speeds and qualifying all over the board. So while building lineups tomorrow or race day, I wouldn't really consider practice too much into the equation. Um, with that being said, Sunday is expected to be a beautiful day in Dover, Delaware. Currently, it's set for a high of, I think, 79 when the green flag drops tomorrow. And the track should take down rubber, so we shouldn't see high tire wear like we did, say, at Bristol a few weeks ago. And the racing groove should definitely widen out. If you watched the end of the Xfinity race today, it got pretty racy there at the end. I do expect some similar spurts tomorrow at Dover once the track does take down the rubber from the tire and the racing groove begins to widen. However, it may take 20 to 40 laps to do so. All right, here. Also, we had not only was practice and qualifying eventful for the high tire wear, we also had some accidents, which is, I don't want to say uncommon, but kind of uncommon for the severity of them. The first one I wanted to touch on is Kaz Grala. Kaz Grala is Rick Ware Racing, typically a back marker type car. He hit hard, hard during his practice run, and he made mention that it was probably the best car he's had all season. And while Kaz Grala hasn't, well, I mean, truthfully, Rick Ware, for where they run normally, where they finish, have been running fairly decently this season. Like, are they winning races? No. Are they finishing top 10? No. But are they finishing, like top 20? Yeah. Top 25? Yeah. And for them, that's pretty good. Well, Kaz said it was the best car that he's probably had all season, and he smashed that thing hard into the wall. No chance of repair for that one. They are rolling out a backup car. Not that I think you would have a ton of exposure to Kaz Grala anyway. I would be very weary in playing him this week because they are a very small team. And them having to roll out a backup car. I mean, a team like Hendrick or Joe Gibbs having to deploy a backup car is a big deal. A small team like Rick Ware Racing, yeah, that's pretty massive. So I don't expect too much from them tomorrow, and glad Kaz is okay because that was a very hard accident. Someone else who got into an accident, or two other folks who got into an accident, but are not going to back with cars, are Zane Smith and Christopher Bell. Zane Smith got into a fairly decent accident in practice, but his team has decided to make repairs and is sticking with the primary car. And Christopher Bell got into an accident during qualifying, and his team is sticking with with their primary car as well. So they will keep their qualifying spots, but they didn't qualify great to begin with. Well, Zane didn't qualify anyway, so Zane is 37th, and Christopher Bell did get a lap in before the wreck, or I crossed the finish line at least. I forget exactly what happened on his lap. He's starting 33rd. So I don't have any issues if you want to play Christopher Bell. Obviously, Joe Gibbs Racing, incredibly high upside, also comes with a high price tag, but starts 33rd. Great place differential there. I would probably stay away from Zane Smith, or at least I will be personally. And that's all the notes I have for practice and qualifying. So let's now move on to some of the drivers I would like to highlight this week. And first up on my list is one Chase Elliott. Is Chase Elliott back? Is he Is he going to be $10,000 next week on DraftKings? Chase Elliott's recent form has been fantastic, including the victory 2 weeks ago at Texas. And he has been phenomenal over the past few years at concrete tracks, which just so happens to be what Dover is. He finished 11th here last year at Dover, and he won in 2022 at Dover and led 79 laps while doing so. Not to mention, Chase is starting 29th on Sunday. Gimme that place differential. Next up on my list of drivers to highlight is one Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Yes, Ricky. Ricky comes in at $6,500. And to be honest, I love playing Ricky Stenhouse at tracks where the racing groove widens out due to taking down rubber, which is exactly what Dover is. And Dover has pretty good finishes, or rather, Ricky has pretty good finishes here at Dover. 15th and 2nd in the next gen era, and he rolls off 17th on Sunday. And I know how I've been giving a value play of the week. I'm going to consider Ricky Stenhouse my value play of the week. He is 6,500 on DraftKings. And yes, there is a good bit of drivers beneath him. You can get into the 5K range with Kaz. But out of those drivers from him down, I think I like him the most this week. So Ricky Stenhouse is my value play of the week. Next up on my list to highlight is the Watermelon Man, Ross Chastain, Trackhouse Racing, $10,200 on DraftKings. He has been stellar here at Dover in the next gen era. In the last 2 races, Ross has finishes of 2nd and 3rd, and he's led a combined 184 laps in those 2 races. Ross rolls off 22nd. So much like Chase Elliott, gimme all of that place differential. And last, but certainly not least of the drivers I'd like to highlight this week is one Christopher Buescher. And I guess I'm going to cheat here and I'm going to highlight Brad K too. So Christopher Buescher and Brad Keselowski, both Roush Fenway, Keselowski Racing, 8,800 on DraftKings, 7,700 for Brad K on DraftKings. They've both been kind of, I don't want to say like Brad has been so close to winning in the next gen car, just hasn't done so yet. And Chris truthfully has been kind of mid these past 3 weeks. These past 3 weeks for Chris Buescher, he's finished 15th twice at Martinsville in Texas and 29th last week at Dega. They're better than that. Okay, they're better than that. And they're very reasonably priced. Chris Buescher is 18, starts 18th and is 8,000 on DraftKings, and Brad K starts 24th and is 7,700. Both great plays in my decision, or in my opinion, rather. Brad K gives you a bit more place differential than Chris Buescher, but I think I like Chris Buescher a little bit more than Brad Keselowski this week. Let me look off screen here to my notes to make sure I didn't miss anything. I didn't miss anything. I took a lot of notes this week, and I feel like I got through this pretty quickly. So, in that case, as always, let me go ahead and once again mention code HOOP15, 15% off any annual or monthly membership plan here at SHIPIT Nation. And of course, you get expert content, projections, tools, and amazing community. Our NASCAR Discord channel is awesome. I love you guys. And great education courses from Hoop and Tambo on PGA, NFL, NBA, the MMA, NHL, MLB, college football, and of course, NASCAR. So if you haven't joined us already, you owe it to yourself, in my opinion, to use code HOOP15 for 15% off any monthly or annual membership plan. And of course, we also offer weekly memberships as well. Weekly memberships do not get Discord, so you don't get the community, and code Hoop15 does not work for those, but we do have weekly memberships as well if you just want to give us for a spin. So that's it this week, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. As always, enjoy watching the Wurth 400 at Dover Motor Speedway, and of course, I hope we all ship it.